Well, ladies and gentlemen, Kash Patel is in a true bulldog. And listen, it was a 51-49 vote. JD Vance was not needed. I believe Tulsi's and RFK's were like 52 or 53, so it was close, but Kash was confirmed. And even if there would have been another detractor to make it 50-50, Vance would have cast the tie-breaking vote, but again, it was not needed. So Kash Patel is in, and now the questions reign about what comes next in terms of the JFK situation with the JFK files. They just recently found 2,000 more, and I know people are questioning that the authenticity of those potentially being declassified, how much of it is going to still be kept secret, because they said they're having a hearing supposedly in March, which really isn't what people want. They want him released immediately. I wonder how Kash Patel will handle that. And you've also got the Epstein list. Trump declassifies the Epstein list in first 100 days. At this point, you can see it shot up in terms of, this is just betting markets odds. 42% chance within the first 100 days. Day 100, I guess, is April 29th. And this would definitely be a big thing if this came out. I know the common normie liberal argument is, oh, Trump is on the list, so he's not releasing it, and that's why he's been coy about not wanting it released. However, let's be honest, if Trump was on that list, liberals would have done pretty much everything in their power to get that out. They still tried to link Trump to Epstein in an October surprise. It didn't work, but I think it's very clear when it comes to a list like that with a lot of high-up elite people, it's not just Trump that would it's more of a higher problem with so many elite people involved, to where there's a lot working against a list like this from being released. But there is the idea that with Kash Patel in, they've talked about doing it, and Trump did hint yesterday about something huge coming out. Now, I think that's more in relation to Doge and the Department of Government Efficiency in terms of the spending, but it is something that is intriguing. So actually, let's see if there is any Kash Patel markets at this point. Which senators will vote to confirm? Will Kash Patel release the Epstein files on day one? That's very unlikely at 7%, but you do also have that as well. So the JFK stuff is another thing to look at. And also I heard there was the UFO stuff as well that potentially was going to come out. Trump declassifies JFK files in first 100 days. That's sitting at 48%. And I think this has gone down mainly because they announced that there was a hearing. I think a lot of people expected them to just release them to the general public. And we'll see how much is redacted, meaning how much is a black box over it. A lot of people think there's certain connections that are not going to be shared based on the people involved in this committee. We'll see what happens, but people are not too happy about it. That's why this has gone down. I mean, we'll have to get more news on it, but recently the fact that they're having a hearing in March is not amazing in terms of these being declassified. But Trump has promised this, and also there's some 9/11 stuff that we would like declassified as well. And for us, it's like maybe also all the videos. Show us all the videos from that day. It's something that would be interesting as someone who does do videos on September 11th, things like that. Be interesting to see. But very important, Kash Patel is in. We'll see what happens in terms just overall, even without the declassification of these documents. Kash Patel is someone you want on your team. There's no doubt about that. And 51-49, you'll take it. Democrats are not too happy. We know about all of the government officials, or all the people that worked in DC or around in Northern Virginia. They're going through like a housing crisis right now. The top search results are how to hire a lawyer. There's so much fraud. Trump is cleaning all of it out as FBI director. And then I wanted to touch on this situation with Elon Musk. And Elon is kind of getting ratioed here, but in looking at it, both sides, NASA versus Elon and SpaceX, I agree with Elon on how this is done. This is more of a political situation. So you can see, we're going to just play this and talk about the interview that Trump had with Sean Hannity, and Elon Musk was there. And this is what Elon had to say about the two astronauts that have been stranded at a very curious time in space. The curious time meaning right around the election. They're still up there. They're going to be rescued with, I believe, the help of SpaceX, but it could have happened a lot sooner. And so Musk is talking about why he thinks that the Biden administration did not want to work with him. They'll say it's because of protocols and they wanted to save money, but Musk says it would be well within budget. We could have brought them back so much faster. The Biden administration really treated Musk poorly when he started to go out against them. Remember, they said Musk's companies should be investigated, whether or not there's anything to investigate them for. They just said they should be investigated anyways. So they were already treating Musk differently because he supported Trump. And I mean, he didn't even fully support Trump until the assassination attempt. But let's see what this says.
To getting to Mars, you're committed to rescue. You're going to help rescue next month 2 astronauts that I think were abandoned. They dispute that in an interview.
At the president's request, or instruction, we are accelerating the return of the astronauts, which was postponed, kind of to a ridiculous degree.
They got left in space.
They've been there. They were supposed to be there 8 days. They're there almost 300.
Biden.
They were yes, they were left up there for political reasons, which is not good.
Okay, it's not good.
So that's what got the people at NASA really mad is the fact that they were left there for political reasons. What a lie. And from someone who complains about a lack of honesty from the mainstream media, Musk says you are fully retarded. SpaceX could have brought them back several months ago. I offered this directly to the Biden administration and they refused. Return was pushed back for political reasons. Idiot. And so their response is as you can see, this is the response. The astronauts are returning with Crew 9, as has been the plan since last September. Even now, you're not sending up a rescue ship to bring them back. They are returning on the Dragon capsule that has been on the International Space Station since last September. Basically, they're saying, well, it would cost too much money to do it quicker. But Musk said, no, this was mainly done because you have to understand the optics of this. You've got someone like Elon Musk who could rescue 2 astronauts, and we know how much the nation gets captivated by space situations like this, and it's just, it would be such a big thing, and it would be a really good look for Elon Musk in terms of his likability. And we know that Elon Musk was doing many rallies with Donald Trump, and not just with Donald Trump, but going out to swing states to campaign for Donald Trump. And so that would be a big news story that the Democrats did not want. And this is just how politics are. Obviously, NASA can say that, oh, you know what? This is just our protocol. We would waste too much money trying to bring them back earlier. But apparently Musk said, no, it would be within budget. We could have done it within budget. And so you understand how these political situations happen, especially when you're talking about this happening 2, 3, 4 months before the election. Really? We're going to believe that, I mean, it's very clear that the Biden administration was not cooperating with Elon Musk when it comes to something like this because they didn't want the good publicity for him. Let's just call it what it is. And they can say, well, you know what, this is just our protocol, and it wouldn't make sense to go get them a few months earlier. And the astronauts themselves say they don't feel abandoned because, you know, they've got their colleagues back on Earth. And certainly, I'm sure, you know, they say they're there, they're not abandoned, they're collecting data and everything like that, when really it was a 10-day mission. Now it's like day 300. But it is interesting with Musk and kind of criticizing them, and you know, he is getting ratioed on this. I mean, you can see when you've got something like this, it's a way to tell how liked the tweet is by the general public. Musk, 1.6K replies versus 12K likes. This tweet, 23K likes, so double the likes with less replies. But I agree with Musk here. I think 100% this is the Biden administration working with NASA. I'm sure NASA doesn't love SpaceX either. They don't want the good publicity for them. So, I mean, put 2 and 2 together. I understand what NASA is saying, but it seems very obvious. This, honestly, even though Elon is kind of getting ratioed here, he seems correct to me. It seems like this was 100% done right before the election, and that we know it would have been a huge story rescuing American astronauts, and they didn't allow Elon Musk to do it. And so just kind of an interesting thing there with Musk calling it out. But either way, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.